Hello, Mark.
Man, that's hilarious. I was actually gonna grab my Mario hat and put that on
Yeah,
with the video. That's hilarious.
I just wanted to get your reaction. Sorry.
That is awesome.
Hey guys, Barry here. Welcome back to your gaming station, Nintendo Back Gaming. And today we have a very special guest in the show. It's been a long time coming, Mark. This is Mark Harabin. This is the CaNERDian gamer. He's also a podcaster on the Warp Whistle podcast. How are you, sir?
I am fantastically great right now. I'm so excited. Like you said, it's been a long time coming. Every
Yeah.
single time you're like, "Can you do a show?" And I'm like, "I'm working," or "I'm doing this," or "I'm going out of town," or whatever. And
Lies,
it's like,
yeah.
finally, I know, right? Like
I paid you to come on.
I finally ran out of excuses of why
Yeah.
I can't do this show, and here you go. Here I am.
Yeah. So today we're going to take the piss out of Bobby, the Nintendo Guru. That's all we're going to do.
That's fine. It's just another day that ends in Y, really. When
Yeah,
that's,
right, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I guess tell people about yourself, like who you are and why are you the CaNERDian gamer exactly?
Oh, sure. Well, so I've been podcasting. We've been doing the Warp Whistle podcast for about 3 years. It'll be 3 years in the new year. And it's been about 3 years since we really started fleshing out the idea and coming up with it. We just kind of delayed it until the new year, based on some stuff that came up. But yeah, so it's been really going for 3 years now. We do a weekly Nintendo show. It's mainly Nintendo focused, but we always ramble and talk about other things as I know you're familiar with.
Yes.
My brother and I were big Nintendo fans, as you can clearly see. I've got Link on my shirt. I've got a Mario hat on.
Oh my God! Why is Link on your nipple? About to cut it off with his sword there.
Well, it's not that he's not cutting off the nipple. I'm a hairy man, Barry.
Okay.
I'm a hairy fella. I need Link to kind of trim it back.
I don't know, and I don't want to know. No offense.
No, that's fine. You asked why he's there. He's keeping it trim. I'm
sure Justin Mason has seen you.
Yeah. Already off the rails completely. I love it.
Yeah.
So there's that. Yeah. So there's that stuff, and then I don't know. Recently, I just wanted to start doing a more personal brand kind of thing. Personal online identity, whatever you want to call it. And Sean Capri and I were talking. And
hello, Sean.
And I said something about CaNERDians, and he kind of I don't know, clung onto it, and I kind of meant it like any Canadian nerd kind of person, right? Because there's Sean and I, there's the guys from the Game Moose podcast. I was just like, it's cool to see all these CaNERDians coming out and doing content, and he just kind of loved that, so he started calling me the CaNERDian. Like the CaNERDian, right?
Yeah.
And it was like just kind of stuck on, and I was like, well, that kind of works. Like, I guess I could do something with that. And so one day I was sitting around bored and playing around with some pixel art stuff, and did a little mushroom with the Canadian flag symbol thing on the mushroom, and just kind of launched the Twitter profile was my main one, and now I'm doing like the Warp Whistle daily videos as the CaNERDian gamer, and it's just kind of been growing from there. So that's it.
Yeah.
The CaNERDian gamer. That's just kind of snowballed from that, really. But it mainly started as just a joke with Sean, really.
Like, there you go. What I love as well about you do your daily 1 minute videos. Like, I watch them every day. They're pretty interesting. And
Nice,
just as I was saying to you before, I was just laughing at your wife whacking you with the pillow.
Yeah, she's a good sport with all of this, and obviously she's been on. We've been together for 8 years. We've been married for a little over 1.
Yeah.
And she's been a great support through everything. But I wasn't sure when I decided I wanted to do these 1 minute videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To talk into a microphone, even if I do it in one take, then that takes up a minute of my time. But then, you edit it, you got to put the title on it, you got to upload it, you got to write something with it and post it in all these different places. And that's the reason I do it at 1 minute.
Yeah.
Is so I can post it in Facebook, YouTube. The time limit there doesn't matter too much, but I wanted it to fit on Twitter and Instagram as well. And Instagram has that 1 minute timeline. So condensing everything into 1 minute was important for me. And she's been great. Like, I take time out of, and it's every single day right now, and it's been going for almost 2 months. And she's been really good. And she came on the podcast a little while ago, did one of the greatest games ever, and talked about Ocarina of Time. And every once in a while you'll hear her in the videos. I'll say something and she'll just give like a woohoo or something like that from wherever she is. But this was the first one she really wanted to get into, and it was so funny. We were playing, Mario Odyssey, just like I said in the video, and I wanted her to see the T-Rex there. Yeah. And I wanted her to see that T-Rex, and I was excited. I really thought she was in a safe place.
Yeah.
And she wasn't. And the T-Rex so the T-Rex is walking by, and it looks like it's walking straight past her. I'm like, isn't that cool? It's a T-Rex. You can actually go take him over if he goes to sleep. She was like, how does he go to sleep? And is like, before I even got the words out of my mouth, like it turns around, roars at her. And I was like, run. So, she runs away and gets, smacked by the T-Rex or whatever. And, she's panicking and she's running around and it just, it doesn't go well. And she was like, you set that up. I was like, I really didn't mean to do that. But she hung on to it. So like I said to you before we started recording, we talked about that. And she was the one that brought it up, because I don't try to push her into anything, being involved in whatever. She said, would it be funny if I was in the video today and just glaring at you? Because at that time, we went and we stopped playing. We visited my parents. We had dinner with them, came back home. And she said, would it be funny if I was in the video? I was like, yeah, that'd be hilarious. Do you actually want to do that? She said, yeah, sure. I'll just stare at you angrily. So that was it. We did, that was one take, and I do a lot of my videos in just one take. I try to keep it as minimal as possible. And so you can see her crack at one point because she's, not too pissed at me, but she wants to play it up a bit. And but the pillow at the end, that was 100% real. That was she did not hold back. I did not know that was coming. That was not discussed in the car ride. That was just like, okay, I'm going to glare at you angrily. And I was like, yeah, I'm 100% on board. Just don't even say anything. Just like glare at me, burn a hole in my soul. It'd be great. And man, the pillow was that, like, she clocked me with that thing. But yeah, it's fun, man. It's good to do those videos, and it's good to have her involved in supporting it. And it's really cool. Yeah.
Now tell me, is she a gamer as well, or does she just, follow you playing games kind of thing?
A little bit. She's not as intense as you or I might be. She tends to find games that she likes and stick with them.
Yeah.
So she is the best at Ocarina of Time. Like, she can run through that game. She knows every little nook and cranny. She is like pro level at that game. She literally wore out her Zelda Edition 3DS. Like, she's on to another 3DS, because literally just played that thing until it just fell apart, basically. Like, she loves that game. She put a ton of time, like double the amount of time that I did in Animal Crossing, New Leaf.
New Leaf, yeah, great game.
Yes, she really loves the 3DS. That's her kind of go-to right now. She's having she's starting with Odyssey and Mario Kart. I mean, the Wii U, she was hooked on Mario Kart as well. And she's starting to go over to the Switch a little bit with that kind of stuff. She's really enjoying Odyssey, aside from when I get her eaten by dinosaurs.
Yeah, clearly.
But yeah, that was one of the things when we first met. She had a working N64 in her room and played it. Had controllers. She played, Mario Kart 64, Ocarina of Time, obviously, and had, a bunch of games and that kind of stuff. And it was like the first time I went over her place, and I was just like, holy crap, you have an N64. Like, so she's not like full on, I'm going to make a podcast and start, a game or whatever. But she can hold her own. She can hold her own in Mario Kart and a few other games. She's pretty good.
Yeah. Like, I actually became a YouTuber by accident, to be honest, myself.
Really? How did you get your start?
Like, I done creative media in college, and I was repeating my last year at home. And, like, I'm on social welfare on the dole, like, so I just, kill time and just, I guess, use my education purposes, my education, and create something on YouTube, create an online, channel, and it just kind of happened, rolled on from there,
Wow.
No, it's just interesting because I love talking to you, and Bobby and Sean and all the other guys, online and stuff. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool, like.
Yeah, it's neat that we've kind of like everyone has their own little origin story thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and we all came at it from different angles, and it's cool that you just kind of accidentally fell into this YouTube thing.
Yeah, by
And
accident, yeah.
for me, you're like the indie king.
Yeah.
Like indie games, like the Wii U stuff that you've done, and you're still like the Wii U champion. Like I love that about you.
I tried to do Wii
Seriously,
U
like
and 3DS as well, yeah, yeah.
honestly, like I love, like everyone else was like, I'm full on in this thing, and I'm pretty bad for that myself. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
full on Switch, and you're just like, yeah, like, and I mean, it's good to move on, but I love that you're like, if there's someone supporting the Wii U or whatever, like I'm still gonna support them and I'm gonna give them the time. Like
Yeah.
I fucking love your channel for that and love like all that kind of stuff that you do and like really gain inspiration from that. Like when I'm going
Okay.
after, no, honestly,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not, like when I'm going after like indie developers for an interview or going after to get a review code, like that's really inspired by what you've been doing on your channel.
Okay, thank you.
Because like I'm just starting in the YouTube stuff. Like
Yeah, yeah.
we had a channel for a while, but I've really been pushing it since I started these 1 minute daily videos. So it's about a month and a half, 2 months, not even 2 months really. Um, and that, so I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking at Bobby's channel. I'm looking at your stuff. I'm looking
Mhm.
at all over these places for, how are people doing this? Can I do it differently? How
Yeah,
can I do
yeah.
it? All this kind of stuff. And I love the what you bring to the indie scene, especially. It's amazing. So,
Oh, cheers.
uh, yeah, yeah. So I'm learning, and it's really cool to see from that kind of side of things because there's so many podcasts, like audio podcasts
Yeah.
that, like I said, I've been going for a long time, and we did a podcast and we started messing with that kind of stuff way back. Like I'm talking when I was in university, we're
Mhm.
going back like 10 years almost. Um, and we it's cool because like I've got a ton of experience on that side and
Mhm.
helped Bobby get set up, and then that's kind of rolled on from all of Bobby's shows, because he has 12 shows that he does per day plus his daily videos and his other videos.
Why? So many shows.
Because everyone needs more Bobby in their life. That's a fact, right?
Well, why isn't he here with me right now?
Because he's doing 16 other videos at the same time right now.
At the same time,
He's at the
multitasking.
same
Yeah.
time. He's if anyone in the world is gonna do like the multiplicity thing, if you remember the old Kevin, was that, no, that was, who was in that? Um, Oh shoot, I can't even remember who's in that. But the dude like clones himself a whole bunch of times and like gets himself, like there's one that goes to work and there's one that goes on his relationships and there's one that
All right.
yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be Bobby that does that. Like he's just gonna clone himself, and there's gonna be like the Nintendo Guru Bobby, and there's gonna be If We Ran Nintendo Bobby, and he's just gonna. That's the only way I figure he can keep up with those videos.
It's a bit like a guerrilla warfare type thing.
I
Or,
guess
or like a virus, kind of, slowly spreading himself. We have
that's
to
it.
kill Bobby.
The Nintendo Guru virus.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But like so when he was starting like his first
Hashtag
podcast,
Nintendo
which was-
Guru Virus.
and we got the Dr. Mario. We'll
Yeah.
do the Dr. Mario tag team and get rid of that. So when he was starting the podcast, the audio stuff, he asked me questions, and that led to other people asking questions, and Nintendo Nostalgia. Those guys asked Bobby. He passed on that kind of stuff. So it's weird being on the other side now. And being like, okay, I know how this audio side works. I know some tips and tricks and how to do things in whatever and hosting and blah blah blah. And it's funny now going and doing the video side and being like, I don't have a freaking clue. Like
Yeah.
I did some videography in university. I know the editing side of things. I know the shooting side of things. And I worked on radio for a bit, but again, that was voice. So being behind the camera and having to do all of that and post it yourself. Like I do a lot of video for work,
Hmm.
and I know how to put a video together and that kind of stuff. But it's just like, doing it for yourself and being the subject and stuff. It's a daunting task.
Yeah, it
So
is.
I
It's tough. Like,
do that. So I like falling into that. That's like the coolest origin story. Like you're just like,
yeah,
oh, one day I just woke up and I was like the king of freaking indie games on YouTube. Like that's like,
but it's like it's weird though because like I studied everything for YouTube without me knowing that I was going to do YouTube. If you get me, you know.
right.
So
Yep.
like I know how, obviously audio production, video, graphics and stuff, and then me accidentally going into YouTube, like I've all the experience that I need. Where I say a bit, maybe 90% of YouTubers online that want to become YouTubers have no experience and have no idea what to do whatsoever. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, which is just weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, tell people how I guess how we met. It's an interesting story. Like,
Yeah. The first time we met, we were Nintendo guys playing a PlayStation 4 game, if I'm not mistaken.
running on the Xbox One. Remember?
Yeah, should have been probably, yeah, but that was a Zoink Games live stream, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And they threw us in all together. I knew Bobby for a bit back then, but had no idea who this other guy was coming in.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it was a different experience. I had just like there was some stuff going on with me at that time, so I hadn't put as much time as you guys into the game. I felt like I was playing catch up and like trying to keep up, and I wasn't used to live streaming and that kind of stuff. So I was a mess. If
Yeah,
if
yeah.
anyone went back and watched that or whatever, like I was just like I didn't know what was going on. It was like performance anxiety
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. I swear to God, that doesn't usually happen. But so it was a cool way to meet anyway.
Mm. But like Sunk said it themselves, they're like we were playing online, weren't we? All four of us, like four of us,
Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah,
including
yeah,
Klaus. Like the
yeah,
game had issues on, I guess, online.
yeah.
No, like it was fine. I thought local play, like
Mhm.
I give it a test go, but online it wasn't the best experience. But like it's one of those things where like it was the first time making a game like this for themselves,
Yeah, yeah,
and like out of nowhere they showed us Faye and us three going,
yeah,
what the hell is this? They showed us a game that we didn't know that we actually wanted. Like it was just
yeah.
amazing.
And it's cool now. Like that was a while ago, and
Yeah,
we're finally seeing more stuff for that. It's close to release, and it was like for me that whole experience, the lead up. Like we were the first podcast that Zoink ever did, the Warp
yeah,
Whistle.
yeah, yeah.
We were the first people to have Klaus on a podcast and talk about his games. And at that point, we were talking about, I think, Stick It to the Man, some of the experimentation stuff that they did with the Wii. We covered a bunch of stuff, but that was like early on. That was a couple of years ago. And then they did this when they launched Zombie Vikings. So that was, like you said, on the PS4. And then seeing Faye or Fia, however the hell you pronounce
Faye,
that. Yeah. Anyway,
Faye,
so
yeah,
they, showing us that, and even going from there, like seeing Klaus on stage with EA, and
yeah,
now they're getting ready to launch that. They're getting ready to launch Flipping Death. It's like it's so cool to
yeah,
to
yeah,
see that all, and it's like they're growing, and like you said before, like we have this whole community of like indie podcasters and creators and stuff, and it's just like it's so cool to see everything just kind of keeping on growing
yeah,
and
yeah,
snowballing and whatever. It's
yeah.
neat.
Like I said this to Klaus and Alex this year when I was doing a podcast about flipping death. It was Six of the Man. That's all. Okay, like I'm sure you know what I'm gonna. I'm reference to you right now. I'm not gonna say anything. But Six of the Man. It was the first indie game that I found that it was just so high quality for
Yeah.
for a small company. You
Hmm.
know, it was just
Yeah.
insane. Like that game was just so good. And to me,
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite indie games of all time. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That was yeah, for you know indie games for the longest time were thought of like subpar, I guess, right? You
yeah, yeah,
started with the indie arcade and that kind of stuff back in back in the Xbox 360 days. And for every Castle Crashers that was amazing, you had 20 games that were like just garbage,
Yeah.
right? So to see something like that and still, the indie game stigma, and I'm glad with this Switch that's starting to go away a little bit, because you see Golf Story
What a
and
great
these other
game,
little
yeah.
indie games that are standing right up to the bigger titles on there, and
Yeah, yeah.
indie games on Switch selling, better on Switch than they sell on every other platform combined. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's ridiculous,
Um,
you know.
but but I feel like Zoink and Image and Form, there's something about Sweden. Like, what the hell? What is in their water? I just interviewed Nicholas Hallen. He's the one man team that made Yono and the Celestial Elephants.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
That's
was
cool,
him
that
and a
game.
composer. He's from just a couple of blocks away from Image and Form and Zoink Games in Sweden, and I'm like, what the fuck? What are
Yeah.
they doing over there? Like, really? Like, what? How does this one place produce so many amazing quality indie titles?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know a guy that's making an indie game. It might be great. He's just getting it off the ground right now, and I hope it's great. But like, they're knocking it out of the park in Sweden.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy crap! It's just quality stuff.
Yeah. It's like you've guys like the guys at Mojang, they're Swedish as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what is going on, you know?
Like, I don't know. I think you need to do some investigative stuff. It's definitely closer for you to travel to Sweden
Oh,
than it
yes.
is for me. I've got to cross an ocean. You could probably drive there in a day or so, right?
Wait, what? No?
I don't know, a couple of days, whatever. It's definitely easier for you to drive than it is for me.
Yeah, yeah. No, but like, I would love to go to Sweden and visit Zoink and Emerson Form. Like get like a tour of the studios and stuff. And just kind of see like a behind the scenes of how a game is made.
Yeah,
I'd love to do a documentary on Swedish game developers alone.
it'd be amazing.
Yeah, just for the quality of their games. Is insane.
Yeah. If anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be you. You have the skills, you have the passion.
Come
you have the
over as well.
connections.
I guess get a team together. Because like we all see what we need is people that that love video games and actually want to see all this stuff as well.
Yep. If I could get a flight over, I'd be in for that. That would be 100%. Yeah, for sure. No, it's I love how much the indie scene's blowing up, man. It's awesome. Yeah.
Now, like, what is it? Switch is out. What is it? 7-8 months? What is it? Since March?
Something around there, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But
March.
like, there was over 200 titles on the Switch already. That's crazy.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like, there's so many good titles as well.
That's it. Like, there's 200, but it's not like it's the Wii era shovelware stuff. Like, it's 200 pretty good friggin' games. Like,
Yeah.
There's quality stuff for anyone on there. It's amazing.
Yeah. And like, I don't want to brag, but I have over half the amount of games on my Switch.
Wow. That's amazing. I don't even know. I'd have to count. I don't want to be like rude and pick up my Switch and like go count the actual amount of titles, but it's definitely not 100. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
That's incredible.
This game here, it's coming out this week. Okay. I don't know if did you ever hear of it, or let's see if I can show it. Give me a sec. I'll just show you the menu. I guess that's okay.
All right. That's what I've been doing. I did that with Tiny Barbarian. I was like, I can't show any footage, but I can show you the icon on my screen because I had that a week before it was released.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
awesome game.
Well, okay, this game is actually the video is uploaded of this here game. Morphied.
Ooh, cool. Awesome.
But yeah, that game, it's out this week, and it is just amazing. From Blowfish Studios and Crescent Moon Studios, I'm correct, from
Okay.
Australia, and I don't know, is it America as well? Three teams have combined together to make this game, and it's an open world space game. Like,
Very cool.
it's pretty cool.
You've got my interest.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. When's the embargo lift? When can I see this video?
on the 1st of November. So I guess as we're talking right now, I'm gonna ask. See, I think they said 12 o'clock. 1st of November a.m. Local time, but I'm gonna see if I can put up Australia time. If that makes sense.
Yep.
So it's uploaded online. I have over 40 minutes of gameplay. It's just amazing.
Wow. Nice.
So
How do you approach when you get a new game? how do you start that? Because with 100 titles, I just counted. I have 30. What did I just count? 35 titles,
Right.
36 titles, something like
Yeah.
that. Um, with 100, how do you manage your time? How do you
I
approach
look.
what you're going to do? Like 40 minutes of gameplay, is that 40 minutes?
No,
Like,
see,
is that what you did?
it's not every game, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Okay.
I feel no, like to be honest, it depends if I have time. You know, like if I'm busy, like for talk's sake, what was it? Was it last week before? I had maybe 3 or 4 games in the one week. You
Right.
know, but like it's a
Yeah.
lot of games I'm getting, like, you know,
Yeah.
and I might get them, 2 or 3 days beforehand, or the day before it comes out, or the day on
Yeah.
release. You
Yeah.
know. But I depending on what I might do, maybe 15, 20 minutes plus 30 minutes, because I have to, because rendering time is an issue for me, because I do full HD at 60 FPS.
Right.
So for talk's sake, the 15-20 minute video might take over an hour.
Right.
So I have to keep time in mind for rendering, if that makes
Yep.
sense. You
Yep.
know,
Absolutely.
and then me that has
Absolutely.
work as
What
well.
what are you using to capture? An Elgato or
Yeah, Elgato HD 60. Yeah,
60? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. See, I have the whatever the lower one is, the 40. I got a couple of years ago. I haven't
right.
upgraded since. So that only does 30 FPS, 1080, whatever. But
Yeah, yeah.
um, so I think my rendering time's a little cut down from that. But that's interesting to yeah. I mean, you always got to factor that stuff in too,
Yeah.
right?
Then okay, then would you ever considering doing 720p at 60 FPS because of the
Yeah,
frame
I guess
rate?
I could do that, right? Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
probably be
smoother
quicker
frame
too.
rate. Yeah, maybe. I have to look into that. That's it again. See, I need all these little tips. I
Yeah,
need the
you pay me
video
right now.
tricks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of 3DS, like me and you, we were just advertising the shit out of this game, and it's just an amazing game which everyone should have in 3DS. It's Chicken
Oh,
Wiggle.
yes. Awesome game. Love the sticker.
Yeah. Thank you. No, but like Jules done an amazing job, I think, of that game. Like that game needs to be on Switch, for me
Yes.
personally.
Yes.
Like that game, okay, that game for me is better than Mario Maker on Wii U and
Oh,
3DS.
100%. Yeah.
Mario Maker is a great
For
creation too.
3DS, for sure.
I don't think it's a great game overall.
Hmm.
No, because
Yeah.
I got bored of it, to be honest.
Oh, on 3DS, I thought they dropped the ball hard for
Never
Mario
bought
Maker.
it. I just thought it was a waste of time. You couldn't
Yeah.
even upload
Yeah. Very,
levels on your 3DS, but you could download them. Couldn't you?
yeah. Yeah. It was, but you couldn't download specific ones. It was a mess. Like the actual, what was funny? It was like, if they just released it as whatever they wanted to call it, Mario Maker, selection or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And like there was no maker part of it, right? Because the game that you got on the cart, like the stages that were made by Nintendo and included in there, there
Yeah.
were like 100 and some levels, yeah, which was more than any other Mario game on the 3DS.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like the actual game that you can play, the levels and the stages that are available on that cart were really, really good for the most part. And it had more than like, Super Mario 3D Land
Mm-hmm.
and, New Super Mario Brothers 2 or whatever else was
Yeah.
released. And it was really solid, right? But like the game was hindered so much by how shitty it was online and how
Yeah.
hard it was to upload and share your stuff.
Yeah.
And it was announced at the wrong time, and people were already starting to drop off the 3DS and not doing Street Pass anymore. And it was just like wrong game, wrong time. I enjoyed the 100 stages, but I didn't look at it after that. Chicken Wiggle, I found, just like you said, was like just blew what they were doing out of the water.
Oh yeah, completely. Like what Jules done was exactly what Nintendo should have done.
Yeah.
For me, Mario Maker should have been a Wii U exclusive. That's it.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
should
yeah.
have left it on Wii U. It was just crap that they made for 3DS.
Yep.
Jules done what it should have been for 3DS for Mario Maker. Upload and download, and I guess download free DLC that Jules is making, extra
Yep.
levels himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
All for free.
Yeah.
And cheaper at
Amazing.
$15 or €15.
Yeah.
And then he had the sale on for 10 quid. Like,
Yeah. It's amazing what he did. What they were able to pull off with a two-man team is just like put Nintendo to shame at their own game. Like it was crazy.
yeah. And like as well, like me that loves music, video game music, the soundtrack in Wiggle was fantastic.
Yeah, amazing.
So addictive,
Amazing.
like so catchy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or
that's
chirpy,
with all
whatever you want
Jules
to call
stuff.
it.
I mean, everything, everything he does has a great retro feel and sound, and he nails that feel so well with
Yeah.
the music, with the platforming. If you go back to Mutant Muds, everything just feels right. You know, he gets that physics right of the jump physics and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of like subtlety in those kind of platforming, and especially the really precise platforming of something like Super Challenge, that it's easy to ignore that when you're playing it. It feels so right, and unless you really stop and think about it, like, oh, someone built this game, someone made this jump and timed how it feels, and timed and programmed the floatiness and the precision in there, and it got the mix just right.
Yeah.
It's an impressive thing, and he did it again with Chicken Wiggle, and it sucks that the game didn't get the reception that I think it deserves.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm so happy that I remember IGN shared a video, which I'm hoping helps them. But as you know, with Switches out, which didn't, I guess, you know, with Switches, the big thing on the gaming market. So that kind of has all the publicity and stuff. So,
yep.
Unfortunately, that's
yeah,
the way. Like,
it is what it is. But the one of the best things about Jules,
yeah,
from talking to him and from watching him and reading what he puts out and following him on Twitter, he is one of the most open and honest guys.
Oh, definitely, yes.
In the world. And seeing him be like, and you know, I sent him messages and this kind of stuff when the game came out, and when he released everything, it was just like, man, sorry, the game's, you know, not doing well and whatever. And like, he'd write back and he'd just be like, yeah, it sucks. You know, he'd be straight up open, and he was straight up on his public Twitter and everything else. And it was just like, yeah, this sucks. This is a blow, but, and there's always that but, right? Like, I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to make this into something as positive as I can. And of course it still sucks, but like, he bounced back so quick. And again, had that video with IGN for the launch of Mutant Muds Deluxe on Switch.
Yeah.
He's instantly moving back on. He opened the store, right, where you can get t-shirts and stickers. I'm sure that the T Public store that you got that from. And it's like, the dude just like makes everything a learning experience, finds the good in everything, whether it's something failing or something succeeding. He takes everything in stride. And it's like, if you want to learn like business and life skills, like, follow that dude on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because that is how you deal with shit. Because everyone's going to deal with shit.
Yeah.
And like, you're going to get knocked down. Like, yeah, I do my videos every day. Sometimes they get 3 views. Other times they get like 300. Like, I don't know what's going to work every single time. And sometimes I'll do a video and be like, I feel really good about this, and it'll be my worst performing video of the week. Other times I'll do something and my wife hits me with a pillow and everyone's talking about it. And I'm like, why can't she just hit me with a pillow every day?
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's like,
next
you
week
don't know
it's a
what's
frying
going to
pan.
work. That's next week I'm in a coma. It's great. It's good. Gonna be good YouTube. So I mean, like, but like, following him and seeing like how to take that kind of stuff in stride and not letting those kind of that kind of shit just keep you down, right? Like, it's so easy. Like, oh, okay, screw it, I give up. I'm gonna go. And I think Sean Capri asked him this when he was the first returning guest on We the Gamercast. And Sean asked him, like, you know, would you ever go back and work for a big company? Like, is that ever a possibility? Like, you know, you had a game kind of fail. Is there a backup plan? And he was like, no. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. There's a lot of freedom. Like, you know, I keep moving forward. I fail, I pick myself back up, I dust myself off, and I do the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, holy shit, man. Listening to that and watching what he's doing is just like I'd buy his life book. You know what I mean? Screw it. Like, I'll support his games and whatever, but like, if he wrote like a self-help life book guide or did some kind of like, you know, like life motivational Twitter, YouTube channel or something like that, okay, you got my $10. I don't know. Like, the dude's just great, man.
Yeah. No, what was interesting, you don't see many developers doing this now, where he put up a tweet asking a good price range for Mutant Muds, which surprised me, because you don't see people do that. Like,
yep.
Okay. Now, what would you? Okay, I'm asking you your own opinion. What's the sweet
Okay.
spot for the price? Because remember, there's 3 games in this bundle.
I'll tell you what I told him because he asked me. We were talking again, direct message, whatever,
Yeah.
and he asked me a little before he sent the public tweet out, and I told him straight up, I think the game's worth like Canadian 25, 20, whatever, right? Like that's probably about 20 US, something like that. When you see other indie games hitting that spot, like Golf Stories right around there,
Yeah.
Stardew Valley's up there. Um, some of the Nicalis games, you look at like Cave Story and
Yeah.
Tiny Barbarian, they're hitting 30
30
Canadian.
quid. Yeah. No,
You know,
which is a lot, but I'm like that
which is
isn't
just
like
a
a
lot.
diss at the studio, but it is a lot
Yep.
of money though.
That's my upper limit for especially Cave Story. I had already played that. I already bought it before, and I haven't bought that one again on Switch. And there's that's the reasoning behind it.
Okay.
Uh, I told him I think that 2025 it's worth it for that package. That what you're getting there.
Yeah.
15 to 20 I think is a no brainer.
Mm-hmm.
When you compare, you're getting 3 games and all this kind of stuff. So it's it's a tough business decision, really, because
Yeah.
it's what it's worth and what makes it a no-brainer price.
Yeah.
Because and I'm not a good enough business person to decide that. So that was the answer I gave him, right? That was it. It was if I saw a game that was like 3 games in one, whatever, maybe I played one of them before. Now I'm I played Mutant Muds Deluxe. Obviously, I haven't played the unreleased game, but I've
Yeah.
played a ton of those other two and love them and will buy it again. But for that, it's a tough sweet spot, right? It's
Yeah. Yeah.
what it's worth. There's that price, but if you sell. If you can sell 50 of something at the price you think it's worth, or you can sell 200 at the price that it makes it a no-brainer, you got to balance that math, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's a tough balancing act, and you can always lower the price, as Bobby says. I know we pick on him enough, but sometimes he has one nugget of wisdom. I think he actually stole this from his grandfather, so it's not really Bobby.
Yeah.
So Bobby's
It's Bobby
grandfather.
Senior
But yeah.
or Bobby
So,
the
but
First, whatever. Yeah.
yeah, you can always lower a price, but you can't raise it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
launched it at $15 US or something like that, and it's selling through the roof, then he might kick himself and be like, I should have launched this for 20, but you can't raise it at that point. But if you launch it at 20 and then lower it to 15, then that's a sale, right?
Yeah.
So it's a tough balance, but again, I appreciate the honesty and the openness
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Jules. It's amazing to see.
Now, if you were making a game for the Switch,
Mhm.
what would you put your price at?
Oh, mercy.
No. I don't want to sound bad, but like
Yep.
games under $10, like that's a good price too. But
Yep.
is there a quality, I don't know, insurance there or whatever you want to say? Like I don't know what
Yep.
what do you do? Like
That's a tough question, man. Like it depends, I think, on your time that you've put into it and
yeah,
the I don't even want to say quality of the game, but the length is one thing that I'd consider. Something like 36 Fragments of Midnight by
yeah,
our buddies at Rattlelake Games.
yeah. Hey
Um,
Adrian.
yeah, that I loved that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Loved it. It's a very short experience. I finished. I collected all 36 fragments
Mm-hmm.
in under an hour or so. I've gone back to that game though, and it's 100%. If you don't have that game on your Switch, it's like $2, $3, something like
$3, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, go get it.
Yeah.
Just pause this video right now. Go get that game, and like
Well, no, don't pause the video. Listen to us in the background and go buy the game.
Do you want to say no? They should be watching attentively. They
Yeah.
they,
Yeah,
they got to see your handsome mug on the screen. Come on.
yeah.
And I'm there too. But I think I think like there are those games. It's almost like a mobile game experience where you can just pick it up, enjoy it for 15, 25 minutes, whatever, and that's worth it. But when it's it looks like a full game. If it's like, oh, go through all these missions and it's like, all this kind of stuff. Oh, but the game's $2. It's like, oh, is that going to be good?
Yeah, yeah,
It's a weird balance. Um, I think if I was releasing a game, I mean, again, depending on the time I put into it and whatever, I'd try to hit that $20, like $15 to $20 sweet spot. I think
yeah,
that makes it seem quality, but you're not asking too much for it. It makes it that it can still be an impulse purchase. You don't
yeah,
have to say, okay, well, I'm getting, Mario Odyssey this week, or I'm getting Assassin's Creed this week. I can't afford another $30 or $40 for an indie title, but maybe I'll eat craft dinner or something like that for a meal, and I'll get this other indie title for
yeah, yeah,
10, $15 instead, right? So I like that $15 to $20 sweet spot.
yeah,
That's, I think, what I'd aim for. Not too cheap, not too expensive, right
yeah.
in the middle.
What price is Mario Odyssey in Canada?
$79.99.
Okay. Okay, so
Yep.
okay, just for talk's sake, right? It's okay. What is it? $7.99. Would you rather pay like money for a few indie games, or would you rather pay for one big title like Mario? For the
Oh,
Switch.
mercy.
Like no, but like that's no, but that's like a
Yep.
50-50 question though. Like which do you get?
That's it.
For your
That's it.
Switch.
And well, you know what? I've been going mainly the indie route with the Switch.
Yeah.
Not really. I've picked up most of the big titles for Switch. I'll buy the big things, but when it comes to those in between weeks, where it's between, say, Splatoon 2 or Mario Rabbids and Odyssey, instead of picking up a bigger title for my PS4,
Yeah.
I'll pick up 2, 3, 4, 5 indie games
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
Switch. So that's why my PS4, God bless it, is growing dust. I still haven't finished the Destiny 2 campaign. I pre-ordered that one and played it a little bit, and just keep going back to those little indie titles
Mm.
and other things on the Switch. It's and that's where my decisions are. So I'm picking up those big. I guess I'm like the perfect scenario for Nintendo, because
You are perfect.
thank you. Oh, you.
Oh yeah.
But no, I think when Nintendo's launching this, I think I'm biting on their hook.
Yeah.
They are fishing for people that are like me, and I think so far it's working. With the Wii U, their titles were too spread out, and they weren't pushing the indie games as much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially at the start of their life cycle, right? So it was like you pick up a title, you beat it, and then you have to have something else, and that's why I got the PlayStation 4, because I needed that something in between the Wii U titles.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the Switch,
gap. Yeah.
they're providing that they're providing that in between. They're providing that gap. So it's going to be Mario plus Rabbids, and then a ton of amazing quality indie games, and then Odyssey.
Yeah.
They're hitting every single stride, and I'm biting on that hook, and it's taking me away from the PlayStation. It's making me not even want an Xbox One X, even though I have friends that are doing unboxings and playing it and being like, this thing is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just like, not in the cards, right? Like it's just that little machine right there is enough for me, and they're hitting it in every section, and they're hitting that perfect balance of like, okay, I'm going to drop $80 on a new game, then I'm going to drop $80 on 5 games
Yeah.
that are indie experiences, and then I'm going to drop $80 on another big game. Like it's such a perfect scenario, and they're so far nailing it. I hope they can keep this pace up.
Yeah. Okay, so
what about you? Same question.
Yeah, like to be honest, I own 7 physical Switch games. Okay, so let's see. The first one I bought was Breath of the Wild, obviously. So, because I needed to play a game. But it's true though. No, but it's a great game though. It's an amazing experience, Zelda. Okay, today I was listening to the theme song. The one from the E3 trailer.
Yes.
Yeah, the first song that showed off on loop today because it's just so damn good.
Yep.
I have I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. physical. I have Mario Rabbids Lego City Undercover for Switch as well.
Awesome game.
Yeah,
Yep.
that game is just so good on any of the consoles that came out on. Obviously
Yep.
Mario Odyssey. What else have we got? Can't remember now. I really can't remember. Oh yeah, FIFA 18.
Nice.
It's very good on Switch. It is very good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
If they can keep those kind of games up
Yeah.
and keep them, not even if it's not level playing field, if there's a couple of like concessions,
Yeah.
I canceled my pre-order for Doom 2 on the PS4 because I would rather play a graphically inferior version. I'm hoping it still runs smoothly.
Yeah.
But I'd rather play that on the Switch where I can take it on the go. I
Yeah.
can binge, New Girl or something with my wife and half watch that on Netflix
Yeah,
and
yeah.
still be,
Yeah.
so, like whatever, Zoe Deschanel's like being quirky or whatever on TV, and I'm kind of half
It's
paying
Jess,
attention while
excuse me.
punching
It's
Nazis.
Jess.
Jess, sorry. Punching Nazis in the face while she's being all quirky with her roommates or whatever. Like that's
Yeah.
what I want. So, I'm putting my money where my mouth is on that one. I canceled my PS4 pre-order, so I'm going on Switch, and I'm hoping more companies put in that kind of effort.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's good to hear FIFA's performing well too.
Yeah. Okay, have you bought Minecraft on 3DS? Or new 3DS to be exact?
No.
It hasn't come here to Europe, and I'm like, to be honest, I'm dying to play it because it's like the perfect platform because you have the map, below you
Right.
on the bottom screen.
See, I'm not. I never really got into Minecraft.
Yeah, no,
to be
which is
honest.
understandable.
Yep.
No, because
I played it a bit on my phone.
yeah, different experience altogether.
I put a decent amount of time into it on my phone. I really got into like the creator mode, not the story or anything, but
Yeah.
I built this huge, elaborate, like skyscraper like roller coaster that it went up in the clouds and down and around. And I spent weeks building this thing and every single time. And I mean, like start to finish, this thing took 5-10 minutes to completely run its course. And I was almost completed at a point where it was looping back and would just start again, right? Because most of the time while I'm building it, eventually you just kind of fall off back onto the earth or whatever.
Yeah.
I put a ton of time into that, and my wife's and she was my girlfriend at the time. Her cousin's kid grabbed my phone and was trying to show me something in Minecraft, and deleted this week's worth of roller coaster that I had been putting so much time in. And I just looked at it, and there's no way to recover it. And I just looked at my phone, and I deleted the game off my phone, and I never played Minecraft again. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
No offense, but what
So I
an
really
asshole.
need to get. I know. Like the worst little 6-year-old ever. He's like, "I'm gonna show you something," and just deletes everything. I was like,
I
"I'm
know.
gonna put your face through the wall, like you little shithead." Like,
Minecraft is better on Wii U overall because you have the voice chat,
right?
which annoys the shit out of me on Switch. No voice chat. You know yourself, like.
Ridiculous.
I have a feeling that Nintendo is gonna. You see the whole subscription thing, £20 next year, whatever it is.
Oh,
Wait,
yes.
no,
Yep.
which isn't bad at all. The price wise, it's a great price.
Yep.
But I think that Nintendo will allow some of the companies to have voice chat through the system, the game itself.
Yep. That'd be neat. They did just release the patch and the new software that allows you to use Bluetooth headphones as long as you have the dongle. But my PlayStation headphones now work with my Switch.
Yeah.
That's how I was playing over the weekend. My wife was sick. She's up asleep. I didn't want to disturb her, so I pop in those headphones. Now it only works docked, unless you have, I'm guessing, a USB-C adapter for the dongle, and it's like kind of sticking out like a little wiener underneath your Switch.
Yeah.
That's a weird image right there. It's kind of dangling. But
Thanks, Mark. Friendly show, but anyway.
We're already dropping F-bombs. I think we've
I know.
that out the window.
My new TV saved my recording experience on Switch because, okay, if I'm recording right now to Switch, okay, and if I plug in my headphone jack into the Switch itself, the audio comes through the Switch and not actually into the Elgato itself anymore. It just goes blank. but my TV has a headphone jack at the back of it. So basically, you get like the Wii U gamepad experience, you know.
Okay.
Because I used to have to turn the volume very low, you know, when I'm recording, just so it doesn't pick up the background noise kind of thing.
Yep.
Which is gone, thankfully, but
Nice.
it's still a pain in the ass. But you know yourself, like, I miss second screen experience. What about you?
I definitely do. There were certain things, especially 3DS. I found the Wii U didn't have enough good examples of second screen experience.
Yeah. That's Nintendo. We're lazy. We're very lazy about it. The company, they wanted two screens. Like Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, black screen. What a waste.
Yeah. Nintendo's approach to the Wii U was so much of a solution looking for a problem. I think, and they never solved it. They never. It was like, okay, here's two screens that worked on the 3DS. Oh, cool. With the Switch and with the Wii and with the N64, Nintendo always had this great example. N64 was Mario 64. Here's the best example of how to use this controller. Here's how to move in a 3D space. This is perfect.
Yeah.
The Wii Sports. Here, your 80-year-old grandmother can play tennis
and break her hip at the same time.
and beat my brother. That's a true story.
Nice.
My grandmother, the first time she played any game system was the Wii, I think, and she actually beat my brother in tennis on the Wii, which is still a sore spot for my poor brother. But they always have this example, and the Switch. And we actually talked about this today on the podcast, which I haven't even posted. So you're getting the first inside look at this one. But we talked about the difference between Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, and which one's a better example of what the Switch can do.
I would say, I'm not being biased, but I would say Odyssey. Oh, hold on. Okay, technical standpoint or. In what way though?
No, usage standpoint, not technical usage.
Usage.
A better example of the concept of the Switch.
You see, in what form though? Because you have touchscreen as well, which I miss touchscreen, but I would say Galaxy. Sorry, not Galaxy. Jesus Christ, I love Galaxy, obviously. Odyssey.
Okay, all right. See, my argument was
Wii Remote.
Well, how have you been playing Odyssey? Let's go with that first.
When I recorded the first 40 plus minutes on Switch the other day, I used Joy-Cons separate.
Okay. All right. Okay.
As a Wii Remote, because I loved Galaxy so much, I thought it was the perfect way to play Galaxy, a Mario game, and leave it that way from now on.
Yes. That's how I've been playing too, but that's also why I think it's a worse example of what the Switch can do.
Oh yeah, true.
Because
go on.
No, sorry. Just because that's the best way to play it is detached Joy-Con in front of a TV.
Yeah.
But that also means that when you dock it or you use a Pro controller or you're using handheld mode, that you're missing a bit of that experience. Where Zelda, whether you were playing handheld, Pro controller, Joy-Con separated, Joy-Con docked, it was pretty much the exact same experience on the go, at home, in bed, on the pooper, whatever you want to do, however you want to play it, it's the same experience.
Yeah.
Right? Breath of the Wild showed what this system could do by being able to take a full, huge, amazing open world experience anywhere with you or right in front of the TV like you like it.
Yeah.
Odyssey does allow you to take it with you, but the experience is a little hindered as soon as you attach those Joy-Con, and you can't do the motion controls and everything, which is my favorite way to play too. And I noticed that while playing in bed last night, that even just trying to climb up a pole and I'm shaking the system and then the screen's shaking because the system's shaking.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't the best experience.
It's not a safe way to play the game.
On the go. Right, exactly, right? And so system, I think Breath of the Wild is a better example of the system, and that's I think why it was a launch title. I think it was a smart choice.
Oh, it definitely.
And I think Odyssey is a fantastic game. Don't get me wrong. I just I think Nintendo was smart to launch Zelda and to launch an experience that was the same no matter what. And then 8, 9 months later, whenever it is right now, to launch Odyssey, which
Yeah,
is still a fantastic experience no matter which way you shake it. But being able to play detached Joy-Con, I think, is the way to go.
yeah. You know what we should do is later on when the Switch hits a year, I should get
Mm.
you, Sean, Bobby as well on the show, Toby as well. I'm dying to get Toby on, but he won't come on.
Oh, Toby's so great.
uh,
Toby's like the so underappreciated, and Bobby just like steamrolls him over. It's like, Toby, you're better. You're better than that.
Okay,
You're better than
Toby.
Bobby
Okay, if
deserves.
Bobby admires someone so much, it is Toby.
Yep.
If Bobby could, Bobby would make love to him if he had the chance. He really would. He really would.
Yep. Yeah.
It's true.
I think so.
Bobby, we
Yeah.
love you, but you love Toby, okay? Get over it, right? um, no, but what we should do is, like, the first year of Switch, were the games launched at this time the right path to take, like Zelda,
Mm.
and then you had Mario Kart a month later, whatever it was, and then you had Minecraft shortly after as well, ARMS, which I didn't buy, thankfully, Splatoon as well, Mario and Rabbids there, for example, and then Odyssey as well, which is out now, and then coming
Yep.
soon is Xenoblade, if I'm correct? Is it December?
Yeah. Yeah. Still aiming for December. They're
Oh yeah,
still saying
obviously, yeah, Pokken Tournament as well, but it's just so many big games that are coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay.
Oh, you go
ARMS.
back to Wii U
You
as
said you
well.
didn't get
Sorry.
it, thankfully.
What?
Okay. No, I want to ask you about why you said thankfully for ARMS, not getting ARMS. What's with
Because
that one? What's with the shape?
I enjoyed playing the demo, the beta, whatever, when we got it, like, but
Yep.
the global test fire. But I felt like I would get bored very quickly with it
Mm.
because it's so limited space wise. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? The arenas and stuff. They may look big, but they're it's size, gameplay wise, it's a small area. Unlike Splatoon,
Yeah.
it's diverse. With Mario Kart as
Yeah.
well, it's just so different.
I think that was their biggest miss so far. To give a sneak preview, if we do this combined video with everyone, I think ARMS and Splatoon launching so close to one another
They should have had ARMS released
was
after Splatoon.
Nintendo's biggest. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or separate them for sure somehow. I actually I don't even know, because I think honestly at launch ARMS was a more complete game. I still feel like Splatoon was missing features. They didn't have some stuff there. I still find I find people aren't going back to Splatoon 2 as much as they went back to Splatoon 1. It doesn't have as long legs as as the first one did.
Yeah.
They're to be as corny as I can be, they're not keeping it fresh.
Yeah. No, I haven't played Splatoon in a while though, to be honest.
Yeah. Right. And I don't know exactly which factors, but I think if they delayed Splatoon for a bit and just focused on ARMS and gave ARMS a little bit more of the spotlight and a little bit more content and could focus the teams on that game, it feels like they were both kind of half-step games.
Yeah.
Right. And they launched way too close together, and neither of them had the attention that they deserved. Right. They kind of shot themselves in the foot with that. Every other game was really well spaced, and the types of players that would be attracted to those games have been spread out. But two online competitive games, even though one was fighting, one was shooting, ink, whatever, I still think Nintendo's online competitive scene is a decent amount of overlap. That I think that was a weird choice.
Yeah. But I feel like Nintendo, which is understandable, wanted to get the big games out there as quick as possible in the first year.
Yeah. That's understandable for sure. Yeah. But anyway, sorry. Back to the Wii U. You wanted to?
Yeah. Sorry.
Keep going on the Wii U.
Okay. I'm not just saying this because I'm part of the game. 3 Souls and Wii U. It was the best example of 2 screens. Because it had gyro, it had mic, it had touchscreen, all the buttons used, and it would get you looking real time at the TV and the gamepad. I felt Indies did a lot better job of 2 screens than Nintendo did.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we saw that with Nintendo with the Wii U launch.
Zombie U, as frustrating as I found that game, it missed a lot more than it hit.
Yeah.
But it had a really cool mechanic where it was, like you said, real time, looking down at the gamepad, doing the item management, and the game is still going on your main screen. So there's zombie could be coming from anywhere, but you've got to manage your inventory and do this kind of thing and take this out of your screen, and you're looking back and forth, and it causes more panic within the game. I thought that was such a great example, and they did Wii U better than Nintendo did at the launch. It was such a weird example of how to launch a system, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you this, right? I got a Wii because of Ubisoft, because of Red Steel. The whole gun experience, the gun game, and sword fighting, I love that concept. I got a Wii U because of Zombie U, because of the gamepad.
Yep.
But see, Nintendo didn't sell me with Nintendo Land. It looked cool, but I got sold in Zombie U.
Yep, 100%. Nintendo Land did nothing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll back that up.
Yeah, like it was just a party game, but like, I don't know. And I feel that they wasted their chance on Animal Crossing with Wii U. Even New Leaf HD, I wouldn't have minded that at all. They wasted their chance.
Yeah. And everything was there. They had the assets.
Yeah.
Like you go in, there was that the Animal Crossing channel or whatever it was, right? And like every creature is there. You played the dumb party game that like I actually like my wife and I actually played that game, like the party board game thing. Like it was an okay experience. It's mindless kind of thing, but like everything's there. They built the city, procedurally generated boards, whatever. Like you have all the creatures running around it with it. You have the amiibo cards. Like it just seemed like everything was there for them to have a game out. Now maybe they were so far in development, and like I could actually see them being far enough in development on the Wii U version of Animal Crossing and then saying, you know what, Wii U's kind of tanking, skip it, let's focus this and move it to the Switch. I could see them, especially where they just announced their mobile game. I could see them being like, early 2018, being like, hey, we got an Animal Crossing game ready to go and it's going to launch in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Or a month or something like that. Like just doing one of those surprise drops that it's like, hey, right, we just launched the Animal Crossing mobile game late November. Happy January, happy New Year, blah blah blah. PS Animal Crossing's coming in a couple of weeks for you. Like, bam.
Look,
I could really see them do that.
They spent their time and resources making Happy Home Designer. I'm sorry, but who the hell wanted that game? Who asked for that game?
But yeah, I mean, like I said, my wife put more time in New Leaf than like most people I know, and she tried Happy Home Designer. I got it for her. I was like, here, cool, it's more Animal Crossing. She tried it for a bit, and she was just like, they nailed how to move furniture around, and she like hoped that got put in future Animal Crossing games.
Yeah.
Because being able to manipulate furniture with a touchscreen is way better than, pushing one block at a time as your little creature guy. But aside from that, she was just like, yeah, who asked for this? Like, why is this a thing? Right. Like that was, it's again, one of those weird, Nintendo decisions that just like, what? Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you,
strange.
Yeah, no, because I don't want to, spoil Mario Odyssey if people haven't gotten to whatever. But where have you gotten now yourself?
Yep. It's easy to answer without being too spoilery because this one was this world was shown off. I think even in the first Odyssey trailer. So I'm in the food world.
Okay.
The very bright, colorful. Food everywhere kind of thing. So that's where I am. I just got there. I'm not saying how far into the game that is. That's where I am.
Well, okay. I have a present for you.
What about yourself?
Where am I? I am in the snow area. Snow Kingdom, is it?
Oh, okay. All right. Yep.
What I have here, give me a sec, is the Collector's Edition Guide. Okay, I feel the cover isn't the best.
I saw the unboxing of that earlier.
Yeah. I'm now going to ruin Mario Odyssey for you right now.
No, I will leave right now.
I'm only messing. Imagine we ruined Odyssey on everyone. Okay, here's the result. They all die, okay?
Oh,
It's all in
yeah.
Luigi's head, right? He's not in a mansion. He's in a fucking crazy home, right?
The whole thing's just Luigi on an LSD trip.
Oh,
He's
here we
like,
go,
New Donk
whatever,
City.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
I don't know.
that would be hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you know that if you've looked through the guide, you know where I am in relation to where you are, I guess.
I guess if I look it up right now, yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing we all know the end result, as in he fights Bowser. That's a given anyway.
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah. He fights
Yep.
Peach.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was Peach masterminding the whole thing all along.
Imagine Peach is just teasing Mario, but she really loves Bowser. You know.
Yeah. Bowser Jr. had to come from somewhere.
Exactly. That, like, okay.
Right?
Okay, this is ridiculous. So where did Mario Jr. come from? Baby Mario?
Isn't he an alternate timeline Mario or something like that? Isn't he like
I thought it was Peach's kid.
No, I thought he
I
was
don't
like
know.
from the past.
I haven't a clue because I don't. Is this
I
something to
thought
do with?
he was like actual baby Mario, but now that they're kind of both together because he like there's a timeline crossover thing.
Then explain Baby Rosalina.
Nintendo. That's my explanation.
Your response is Nintendo.
That's the one
How
I'm
do you go
sticking
from
with. Yeah.
the name Koopa to Bowser? Like,
Well, he's the king of the Koopas, so
Yeah,
you know,
but,
it's
like-
just like Princess Toadstool. Her name is Peach.
yeah, Princess
She's
Toadstool,
the queen
Peach.
of
Yeah.
the princess of the Toadstools, and he's the king of the Koopas, but his name is Bowser. That's how I'm explaining that one.
Yeah.
It sounds so confident. In
I
my
know.
Answer.
Now explain.
Didn't know I was going to be put on the spot with these Nintendo explanations.
Do you know that I call Toady?
Toady.
Toady,
That is
yeah.
fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
So-
okay. Seeing as it's Halloween, I know we've been talking for a while now, but like I'm glad we've been talking because we've been talking loads. It's great.
Yeah.
And if you're sick of it, I'm sorry. I don't care, Mark.
No, not at all.
Halloween. I know you haven't
Yep.
watched Stranger Things season 2 yet, but you watched season 1, did you?
Oh yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you think overall?
Starting season 2 tonight. Loved it.
Season
Loved
2
it.
is much better, I found.
Really?
It's so
Oh,
good.
man. That's amazing because like there's so often when you get such a cool like a hit and they hit on so many good things like they
Yeah.
did in the first season, like you wonder where they can go in a second season. Are they going to drop the ball?
Yeah. No,
Are they going to jump the shark? You know,
They upped their game in
it's
this.
that's
Okay,
that's
I'll tell
so
you this
great
right
to hear.
now. I'm not going to spoil anything. The end of episode 6, you're going to be like, "What the fuck?" I swear, it's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome! I can't wait, man. I'm off all week. I have vacation all this
Really?
week. And
Thanks for
I'm
inviting me
leading up to
over.
my-
Like, I appreciate that.
Come hang out. Let's like tons of room, tons of games. Let's go. Anytime. That'd be awesome. Just hop a plane. Just steal a plane, go across the pond, and you're good to go.
Okay, I will call Aer Lingus right now.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah,
so-
honestly,
so
it's amazing.
That's my goal is finish that, catch up on a couple of other shows. My wife's not a huge like horror kind of fan, so Stranger Things, I know we talked about it and you were pissed off that I hadn't watched it yet.
Very pissed off.
But she just doesn't like that, right? I mean,
It's not even scary. Look, I swear, the movie is actually funny. It's hilarious. The movie is very funny.
I've heard that, and I tried to use that as a pitch to be like, hey, you can watch this. I've heard it's kind of funny, and she's like, nope, not having it. So I'll watch that one on my own. But and Stranger Things, that's my goal for the week is to knock my way through that. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, because I binge watched it all on Saturday. It's like Saturday. Okay, the last weekend was crazy. Mario Odyssey on Friday. Okay, Stranger Things came out on Friday as well. I know I'm not getting it, but Assassin's Creed. Oh crap! Assassin's Creed came out on Friday as well. That's a busy weekend for gamers.
I think I'm holding off Assassin's Creed until Christmas, maybe some sales or something like that. I can't wait. I love that series,
the concept is cool looking. It's basically it looks like an Egyptian Zelda.
Yeah.
To me.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It looks cool. And I heard the like Bayek or whatever his name is the main character. I heard he's like one of the most badass assassins. Like,
right. Okay.
Yeah, he could give Ezio a run for his money. And I loved Ezio. I loved Edward. They're great characters. So curious to see where this one fits into my assassin love
Yeah.
scale, I guess. It's a
Okay.
weird sentence.
Here's some news for you, okay? And okay, I'm gonna announce this. It's not what you think it is. You don't know this. I don't think so. Next year, I plan on doing a new show, okay, on the YouTube channel, which is gonna be so. I'm hoping to be so different from your show, from Sean's show, Bobby's show. So I'm trying to keep it to myself, you know. Which
Okay, all right. Just a
I
little
will want you
teaser.
on, okay? But I don't know what I'm getting everything set up, you know, later on, eventually. So
All right. Can you give a little tease to what the direction's going in, or you're just like keeping it all under your Cappy hat right there?
ask Cappy.
Hey Cappy,
Uh,
what's going on in Barry's mind
let's
there?
see. No, actually, no. I'll keep it to myself.
Okay,
Okay,
all right. I look forward to it
I'll
either way.
tell you after, right? Okay, I'll tell you after.
Okay, all right. I will keep it under my non-Cappy hat.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh, okay, so what would be your favorite Halloween kind of video game to play?
Ooh. I'm gonna have to go either the Castlevania,
Okay.
and I just had a great talk with Grouchy Surge. Follow him on Twitter. We had a great talk about the Castlevania series. I was always a bigger like I got into Castlevania around the GBA era.
Mm-hmm.
So those ones, but now that I'm going back and playing them and playing like Super Castlevania is such a freaking amazing game. Like, God, that's such a good game. So that series or the original Resident Evil GameCube, that one, always creepy. I remember the first time playing that one. I played it. Believe this or not, one of my first times playing Resident Evil, I played it home alone in the dark during a thunderstorm.
Why do that? Of all times.
I don't know. I don't know. There's something wrong with my brain, but
Do you-
that's when I did it.
Yeah, the
It was
original
this-
years ago, I found it was terrifying. I never owned the game. I was in a friend's house, you know, and I just found it so scary for what it was.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
Vaccine on Switch?
No.
Did you ever hear of it?
No. Oh yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, good to pick up on Switch.
It's it's amazing. Okay, watch my footage
Sweet.
after. I'm not trying to plug myself, but
No, dude.
no,
yeah.
no, it's amazing. You will love this. If you love Resident Evil and the whole tank controls and everything, you will love Vaccine.
Sweet. I'll have to check it out.
It's pretty cheap as well.
Awesome. Maybe that's my new
Actually,
my new
it's on
Halloween
sale,
game.
I think, if I'm correct, as we speak.
Even better.
And there's a new
Even
game as
better.
well that's out today. Well, the 31st. Perception on Switch. Did you ever hear of it? It's on PS4,
No.
if I'm correct. And other consoles. It's out
Nope.
today on Switch. So
Okay.
I plan. Well, I'm hoping to get it up online after this podcast sometime. I'll get footage recorded, you know, and
Yep.
But yeah, like as I was saying, like if I record 30 minutes, it could take maybe 2 hours to render, which is an absolute bitch. You know yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I also love. I haven't played in a while. Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh yeah.
Such a
Man,
good game.
that's a good classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The sequel is
Yeah.
horrible. Ghoul Patrol, terrible.
Patrol. I never played that one.
It's crap. It's muck.
I hate when well, just like we said with Stranger Things there, like it's, you do something so well the first time and then the sequel, like you got to nail it or it's just going to disappoint. It taints
Yeah.
the whole franchise, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, man. It's such a 90s title too.
Oh yeah, it's great.
So good.
But like, okay,
Yeah.
the name for the game in Europe was terrible. It was just called Zombies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It sucks.
What? That's like half the enjoyment is how
Ate My
like
Neighbors,
rad
yeah.
in the 90s, like the Ate My Neighbors part, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's so ridiculous. That's disappointing.
Now, how would you feel if they made like a console game of Stranger Things? Like there is one out on the phone. I have it downloaded, but I haven't played it.
Oh yeah, the phone app, play it. It's not bad. It's not bad at
Right.
all. I would love to see that translated onto Switch.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it's a good game.
Maybe I'll
like,
contact the developer
hindered
and
by
get them
touch
to
controls?
contact Adrian or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, man. It like definitely like you play it and it's like this is good, but it's like hindered by touch controls for sure. Actually, I need to test that with my controller. If that works with like I have one like
Oh, yeah.
the iOS controller, if that works, that game's going to be solid.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see them transfer that to console for Switch. It's a free game on iOS. I'd happily pay $5-10 for it on Switch for sure, unchanged. Like just, I mean, it's portrait mode, so they'd have to change it to landscape, I guess, for Switch. Aside from that, like just give me that game straight up, and I'd happily pay for it.
Yeah,
it's good.
Like I've been trying to get some of the Stranger Things cast and some of the It cast, like anyone I can get on my show, but it's impossible.
Well, yeah, I bet those kids are popular.
Yeah, I won't mind. I was actually watching a podcast with Finn, I think, and his friends who plays who is it? It is Finn, isn't it? What's his character called again? Is it Mike? Sorry, Mike. The guy who plays Mike. Yeah. Him and his friends on some Twitch stream, you know, and I was talking to them there. I was actually meant to get them on my show as well, but I don't know what happened. I really don't know.
Good luck. Keep plugging away at them.
Yeah.
See if they'll after they do their Stranger Things 2 tour.
Well, it's all over now, I guess. Like, what can they do?
Yeah.
To be honest, go back to recording, shooting episode 3 or season 3. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. That'd be amazing. I'd watch that.
Yeah. So, what games are you getting for Christmas?
Assassin's Creed Origins is definitely on my list. I really don't know. I'll have to see what I pick up between now and then. I'm gonna have to decide between Doom and Skyrim. I won't get both of those right away in November.
Like a week of each other, the 2 games are out.
I know. What? Like, why? Just some decisions that companies make.
I may be getting
I don't
the
know.
Merrily hands-on. I don't know yet. I may be.
Ooh, nice. I can't wait to experience both of those.
Sorry to interrupt, but did I hear?
Oh no.
Rocket League is out on the 14th of November.
Yeah, right. That just got announced.
Yeah.
I'll be picking that up right away. So I'll probably wait. I might wait on both of those actually. Like Doom and Skyrim might double dip for the Christmas season. Because I've already played through both of those games, right? It's going to be cool to have them on the Switch. I can't wait. I want to support Bethesda and what they're doing and supporting the Switch. But I'm not in a rush to play those. I have enough of a backlog between the Switch and my poor PS4 that I said is growing dust. I don't feel a need to sink another 200 hours into Skyrim and to go back and play Doom again right away. I'm going to, but so they'll probably be around Christmas. Assassin's Creed Origins, I think, is the big one for me.
There's a game called for Christmas. You see, I don't know because I buy the games myself. So I've no need to ask Santa to get me, games. So because I get them anyway,
Yeah, that's how I am usually.
Yeah. So I have Poi, POI Explorer Edition, pre-ordered as well. Oh, yeah. That's out next month. I'll be getting that there. It's the same price as it is digital right now. So I may as well get physical. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
I prefer physical over digital any day. But what else is coming out? Oh, Star Wars is out in November. See, November is a busy month for games, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right, I forgot about Star Wars, too.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. That's...
Yeah.
Man, you're making me think now. I got to look at the game release schedule and really put some thought into this.
Yeah. So, see what money you have to save up for that week. Can I spend
Oh, exactly.
This month? No, but that's the worst, though, about being a gamer. Like, for me, like, I have to get it,
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, especially a competitive game like Star Wars. You miss out on a month or two of that game.
You're screwed.
You're done, man.
Yeah.
You're just, and that's the like for me with Destiny 1, I was in a clan. I was playing the hell out of it, doing raids, doing this, doing that. Now I'm so far behind everyone. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to catch up. Like, I guess I could join a raid and get people to like hold my hand and walk me through it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And be a hindrance to the raid team and hopefully get a really patient team with me that understands that like I'm an infant going through a battlefield. Like it's just
Not a good idea.
You know,
Get off the field.
no, probably not. Like at the best, I'm gonna be a monkey with a machine gun. It's like you're not sure what's gonna happen, but hopefully it's entertaining.
That'd be a good game, actually. Planet of the
Like
Apes. That'd be pretty cool.
let's yeah. Oh yeah, I'd buy any game that has a monkey with a machine gun. I'm not gonna lie. Like just you know, any indie developer listening, you've got my money right away.
Let's make that the two of us. Monkey with a gun. For Switch, exclusive to Switch,
monkey
right?
with a machine gun. That's it. That's all. That's just a Contra clone, just a monkey just running through, just shooting a machine gun everywhere.
Double gun twisting round, yeah.
The only thing is you can't aim the gun because he's a monkey and he doesn't know how to use a machine gun. So he's just wildly firing it all over the place at any point. That'd be cool.
Sort of like ragdoll physics, but yeah.
You can't aim in this one. That's half the challenge.
Yeah.
That's yes. I mean, like. But it is tough. The online centric games, it's tough to catch up on.
Yeah.
So that's yeah.
Did you ever hear of Poke with a Monkey? Does it sound familiar? No. GTA 3. No. PokeWithAMonkey.com.
Oh shit! Yeah. I do remember that.
What a game.
Amazing.
Yeah, Star Wars. Are you a big fan of Star Wars? Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. You're excited for episode 8?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
the trailer, the news trailer. Like what the hell, you know?
Yeah. It's got me more worried than I have any right to be for a movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm invested in these characters and this universe, and it's like just don't let Luke turn bad. Come on. Like what are they like how it stresses me out just thinking about it. Like I just can't even I can't. It's just I don't know.
Okay, what's your favorite Star Wars movie that you've seen so far? Tough question.
It is a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go back probably original trilogy.
Okay.
I think my personal favorite is not necessarily the best one, but I'm gonna say probably the first number one, just Star Wars.
Phantom Menace or original trilogy?
No, the original trilogy, the Star Wars, New Hope, Phantom Menace.
Hey, that is a great movie. I love. Darth Maul killed it.
90% of it. Do the Darth Maul fight. That was like, like just skip out on most of it. I like the machete order. You keep the some of the fight scenes and stuff from episode 1 and just but yeah, the episode 4, New Hope. Such an amazing. Like I still remember watching that for the first time when I was a kid and just being like, holy crap, man. Like it's just it's so amazing. And like the original trilogy, I mean, yeah, they're so good. They're just so good. I mean, yeah. Empire is amazing. And then Return of the Jedi. I mean, like Luke was such a badass in that movie. Like he comes in the black suit, and he's got the green lightsaber, and he's missing a hand, but he's got the black glove, and he's just like confident in his powers and stuff. And like seeing like that, man, I want that Luke back in this one, and not seeing
Dark Side Luke.
Like what? No, not dark side. Like dark dress. Badass Luke, right? And it seems like he's either going dark side or he's going something in this new one. I don't know, man. It's
hard to tell.
Freaking me out. Yeah.
But don't be surprised if it is. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he does go bad. To be honest.
I know. Yeah, it's in the family. It's in the genes.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm guessing you're a fan as well then.
Oh, I hate Star Wars. I hate it.
No, yeah, clearly.
Live long and prosper. I only mess. Love Star Wars.
Yeah. What was your first Star Wars experience? When did you get introduced?
Phantom Menace. Well, let's see. I think I did see maybe a little bit of the original trilogy, but Phantom Menace was my first cinema experience.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like to me, that sticks out for me to this day. And like I saw Phantom Menace 3D when it came back, a few years ago.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I remember.
I just saw it. It was just so cool in 3D. And then they had the idea to, what was it, release them all once every year, was it, in 3D? And then they scrapped that idea.
This year, was it a year or 6 months?
Oh, well, yeah, well, sorry, whatever it was. Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they just scrapped the idea and then released episode 7, like. But hey, got to see it in 3D.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's an interesting. I always wonder what it's like seeing them in the right, like, chronological order. You know, starting with episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and going in there. What was that experience like for you? Because I started, like, my aunt was a big Star Wars fan. Like, growing up, she had the, VHS or whatever back in those days.
Yeah.
Because I'm super old.
Hey, I had tapes too.
All right, there. Yeah, I guess that's not that old. But I forget how old I was exactly. Probably around 8 or so.
Right.
And she said, I think you should watch these movies. And she gave me one. She had all 3, but she'd only give me one at a time.
Okay.
So she introduced me to the original Star Wars, New Hope, and I watched that. And she said, you can have the next one in 1 week. And I watched that first movie probably 6 or 7 times in that 1 week at least. And then I did the same thing with Empire. And then the next week she finally gave me Jedi. And so it took me 3 weeks, and I watched all of the movies multiple times over those 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like such a, just like, that was like the turning point for me of like, oh, okay, cool. I'm a geek now. Sweet.
Yeah.
Like, there was a chance before. Now there's no chance. Like, this is it. This is my future. Just give me my geek card right now.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. That was, like, if you're going to trace it back, going back to the start of this show, like, that's when the CaNERDian was born.
Yeah.
Like, right there, like, that was that was it, and then it was like years later they started releasing, New Hope and all the rest of the stuff. So it was like, I was always, curious what it's like starting with the newer ones. And then, like, I'm guessing you've gone back and watched them. How was that experience?
Like, when episode 7 came out, I actually watched them all beforehand. And then then I saw Rogue One 4 times in the cinema.
Ooh, nice. That was such a great
movie, but like, it was just so different though for a Star Wars film. Yeah. Because like it was weird seeing a Star Wars film with like pretty much no lightsabers in it at all.
Yeah, it was weird, very strange.
Yeah,
really, and I'm looking for it. I hope that the Han Solo movie is the same kind of different feel, right?
Yeah, I say it will be, because it's before he met Luke, isn't it? Or is it going to be young Luke?
Yeah, he's going back when he's young. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Should be interesting for sure.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see a Darth Maul movie or Obi-Wan movie?
Obi-Wan, yes. Darth Maul.
That'd be cool, I think.
That'd be awesome. He's such a great character, and there's so much, history outside more that's not in the movies, right?
Yeah, mystery.
Stuff through the comics, and there's stuff through the cartoons and the series and whatever. Like, there's so much to Darth Maul that I think could be explored on a bigger level.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that movie 100%. Like, but I don't know. Well, I mean, I can't say never, because like, you look at Marvel, and I think they're kind of treating Star Wars in the same way that they're treating the Marvel universe, right? With Disney now, they're looking at this long game, and when
which is understandable.
We first saw,
from a business perspective, yeah.
Oh, 100%. So like when we first saw like Iron Man and Captain America and that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, yeah, you're doing the big stuff, and now we're getting like Doctor Strange and Ant-Man and Black Panther, which looks freaking amazing, but like, and Guardians of the Galaxy, like, that was such a huge hit. So like, you can't say never, because who would have thought Guardians of the Galaxy would be like a trilogy, and they're showing up in the next Avengers movie and all that. Like, so like, Darth Maul, could be 100% on their pipeline, but it could be in 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We'll see like Han Solo, and then we'll see Obi-Wan, and then we'll see a Yoda movie, and they'll knock off these like big hero movies, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'd love to see some villain stuff.
yeah,
I'd really, and I think if you're gonna go villain, Darth Vader's overdone. I think that's the way to go.
yeah, definitely.
Percent. Yeah.
Now, do you think we'll see Palpatine back?
I don't know. I hope not.
Just someone
I
different
hope.
you want, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, I think he had he had his place and he had his time, and I think you saw some manipulation in the episode 1, 2, 3, and you saw
yeah.
the full on dark side in 4, 5, 6. I don't think we need to revisit him. I think he had a good arc.
What if he was is it what's it called him Stoke? Is it what's it called?
Snoke.
Snoke. Sorry, yeah.
It'd be an interesting turn. That'd be. I really liked the. Did you read any of the stuff that was saying like the internet theories about Jar Jar being evil?
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, it was his master plan. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I would have loved to see some of that stuff. Or like, Snoke is just this like holographic projection and it's actually Jar Jar kind of, Wizard of Ozing everyone or something like that. I
could
would
you
have
imagine
loved to
how
see
many
something
people
like
would be
that.
pissed off at that result?
I know, but like who like what are they gonna do? Like you get them mad and then it's like, okay, but did you see it coming? Like,
Yeah. Or
everyone
Jar Jar
kind of laughs at
Abrams.
the internet
Hello.
theory. Yeah, right. Like I don't know. I thought that'd be
Yeah, yeah,
a funny turn. Yeah, I think as much as I think it'd be fun for a character to return as Snoke, I really think they're just gonna go and make him his own thing. I think. I don't
yeah.
know. We'll see. Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
No, because
Before there was another one that was oh man, it showed the picture of one of the younglings that Anakin killed in the Jedi Temple, but
oh
he
right,
didn't
yeah.
finish this one off. So now, like one of the younglings is actually
Oh,
Snoke. That was another one I saw.
I should check that out. Actually, that's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
it, 3 was so dark for a Star Wars
Yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah.
I say it's probably the darkest Star Wars movie so far.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even and that's saying something because we had literally Rogue One, which was like could have been called Star Wars colon everyone dies. Like
Spoiler.
spoiler alerts,
Well,
but like
it's a given, yeah.
Jesus, everyone's just gonna die. Like don't get attached to these characters. They ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
So like if you can make a movie darker than that one, and they did, like that's saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so one of the younglings from episode 3, that was one of the theories too, that it's he's back for revenge and he's actually Snoke, and that explains the mangled face and all that kind of shit that he's
That's interesting.
he was cut with Anakin's lightsaber and blah blah blah.
Now, do you think Mace Windu is still alive?
Oh, that's I don't. Did Samuel L. Jackson say something about that? Like he was like, yeah, I think he's
His
still
arm,
alive,
his
or-
hand was cut off, whatever, but he just fell off the building. That was it. Nothing
Yeah.
happened to him
Yeah,
after.
that's it.
But
Hey,
look,
Luke survived it.
check out Darth Maul. He didn't die at all.
No, I know that.
He was cut in half, and then you see him back in the Clone Wars cartoon. Fine.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
So,
like,
I mean,
rebuilt, whatever. But
Yeah.
so
Yep. I 100% think Mace could be alive for sure, hiding out in some corner of the universe, waiting for someone to come. And like that was like Luke's path. He could have gone to Yoda or he could have gone to Mace, and he went to Yoda, and Mace is just sitting on some other planet, and he's just like, oh, no one's coming to see me. All right, whatever. I don't even care.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah, yeah. All right, do you want to wrap it up?
Sure.
What is it? It's
Mace
been-
Windu possibly living alone on a planet. I think that's a good time to wrap her up. Actually, I do want to say we had something come in. You posted the question. Does anyone want to ask something on Twitter?
Oh yeah, DS games. What was your favorite DS game? I actually forgot about that.
My favorite. So okay, are we talking 3DS?
I think
or
it said
original
Nintendo
DS.
DS. Yeah. Well, so that's not even an original Nintendo DS, but that's DSi.
No, this isn't.
Ugh.
My grandmother actually has my original DS.
Yeah.
But this is my DSi that I replaced that with. Which I have to say, the hardware on this is one of the best Nintendo has done. And I still think, I mean, I love my 3DS, but like, this was such a great design. It's tiny. They could have made the screens bigger. I mean, you can see inside there's room to make the screens. Hey, look, it's you looking at you.
Hello.
Um, favorite DS game?
Mine's
Probably
easy.
Mario Kart DS.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good choice. I think Mario Kart DS was the closest thing to 64 when that came out.
Yeah. Yeah. I played a ton of that. I played a ton of like local wireless on Mario Kart DS. Wild World would be up there as well.
See, I didn't get into Animal Crossing until New Leaf.
Okay.
I didn't like it at all. But
Gotcha.
I got it free on 3DS. I just thought it was like the best game on 3DS, hands down.
That's yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, it was a 3DS.
Did you ever play Chinatown Wars? GTA Chinatown Wars?
Yeah.
That was my favorite game in
That was
DS. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. And that was, I think, the last time a GTA game hit a Nintendo console.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And built for the ground up for Nintendo for the DS.
Yeah.
It's been ported over to everything. But yeah,
bring it to Switch.
amazing.
I want it on Switch. Chinatown Wars on Switch.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Do you think Rockstar is testing the water with LA Noire? Do you think GTA 5 is the next one to hit Switch?
Look, okay, if they don't bring GTA 5 on Switch, they're idiots. That is a stupid
100% agree.
That is a stupid mistake. It's the perfect console for GTA.
Yep.
Just okay, like
And
bring
we
it.
can run it.
Oh yeah. Like okay, I'm sorry, like I don't mind it if it's 720p. If that makes sense, you know.
Yep.
Like GTA
100%.
5 on PS3 was 720p, whatever it was. That's
Yep.
fine to me. You could have so much fun on it, you know, local multiplayer, you know, doing, you know, heists and stuff. Yep. That would be so cool.
Yep. I do have to give a shout out. It's not my favorite game, but I did talk about this one with Jules Watching in an interview that I did with him on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Treasure World. Don't know if you ever heard of this game.
No, never heard of it.
So this game, I think, was kind of groundbreaking at the time. What you did, you popped this in your DS.
Yeah.
You turned wireless on,
Mm-hmm.
and then you closed the system.
All right.
That's it. You closed the system, and then you either walked or drove around with the system closed. And every time it pinged a Wi-Fi hotspot. Now this is again, we're talking years ago. So Wi-Fi was really just becoming
2005 or something, was it?
a thing, right? Like I'm trying to just see if I can quickly see when this game was released on here. But yeah, I mean, we're talking, probably, 7-8 years ago at least.
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi wasn't as popular then as it is now. I think now if I put this in, my DS would just light on fire.
Okay.
But what you did every time you hit a Wi-Fi location, the game would give you a piece of treasure, and you got more and more treasure, and you helped build up your spaceship, and your thing was to escape this treasure world. I was traveling around for work at the time, so I'd go to the big cities, I'd close the game, I'd carry it around to meetings and whatever with me, or just driving around, going to airports, whatever. And I'd pick up so many things in this game. And I just love the little concept of like the game is playing when I'm not playing it. And then like when I got back to my hotel or whatever, I'd open it up and be like, I collected so much treasure. I'm the king of the world.
Yeah.
And it was such a cool experience
Yeah.
that couldn't have been done on anything else at the time, because, you couldn't have done that on GBA because there was no Wi-Fi antenna in the GBA. It could have been, I guess, done on PSP or whatever. Couldn't have been done on a home console because you couldn't take that with you to hit the Wi-Fi pings and that kind of stuff. So it was an experience that was really, really unique to that hardware at the time. And, I think, like I said, if you tried that today, you'd be overwhelmed by Wi-Fi signals. Sitting in my house, I can probably pick up 30 Wi-Fi signals from my neighbor, and I'm not in a hot, or from my neighborhood, I'm not in a highly densely populated spot. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we're Wi-Fi overload. God, I know one of my neighbors, there's at least 2 separate Wi-Fi signals that come in, because it's like their last name 1 and their last name 2. So they have 2 in their house for some reason, right? But at the time, that was such a cool game. And yeah, that always stands out. Like I said, not the best game in the world. Not it wasn't like a deep experience or anything like the Pokemon games. Like how many Pokemon games did we get for the DS? Four?
Too many.
Black, Black and White 2,
Diamond,
Diamond
Pearl.
and Pearl, and then the Heart Gold and Heart Silver remakes.
Yeah.
So at least four, right? And like, yeah, I mean, there's so many great games for that system, but it was the unique experiences like that. Dark Void Zero, I referenced that one in my Mummy Demastered. I was talking about that. If you picked up that game, it's kind of, they took the Mummy movie and they made it into like a 2D 16-bit side scroller. And Dark Void Zero was one of the first games I ever saw. They took the Dark Void game that was coming out for PS2, PS4, 3, or whatever it was at the time, and they made a demastered version. It was like a 16-bit version of that kind of game, right? And it was super entertaining, and it, fit the console, fit the hardware perfectly. So a bunch of cool experiences on the DS. I love that system.
Yeah. Cool system.
Yeah, very. Great question, by the way. Who I'm like trying to like
who was that?
Look at Ignis Stannis?
Oh, Ignis. Oh, yeah, he's a wee shit. Don't listen to him.
Okay. All right. That was Volks Audi 20 at on Twitter there.
He's also part of the AR12 Gaming. Did you ever hear AR12? They're from Canada, I guess. Well, actually, they're from around the world.
Okay.
Nick Andrew, he's from Canada as well.
Cool. I should check it out.
AR12, yeah. No, I actually met some of them up in Dublin, and cool guys. Two of them from Canada. One is from UK, and well, that I met, and then Ignis is from here as well. So
interesting.
Actually, it's funny. Check Ignis was around the corner for me. Which is, I didn't know that. No, because the first day I went up to the game event up in Dublin, up in the convention centre. I just met the lads, asking questions, and then Ignis was to the right hand side of the room. And he just didn't expect the accent on me whatsoever, because I guess, you see, a foreign guy, you expect a foreign accent. And then, no, it just, I guess I added him on Twitter or whatever, we were talking. And I just told him I was from Dundalk. But he's like, so am I. And then I found out he lives around the corner from me, which is just insane,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, small world.
Yeah, but it's just stuff like that,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Little things like that there.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, thank you so much for coming on. You will go off this podcast, you will watch it, and you'll watch Stranger Things.
I have a busy night, apparently.
Yes.
Fit it into the 2 hours between now and when my wife gets home.
Yeah. Try and binge watch whatever you can of Stranger Things. It's just amazing.
That's my goal for the week is to binge watch straight through. Anytime she goes to work, Stranger Things and Mario Odyssey. That is my week. That's my week off.
Yeah. All right, Mark. Where can we find you on social media?
So you can find the CaNERDian Gamer. It's just at CaNERDian Gamer on Twitter. You can follow the Warp Whistle. It's just _Warp Whistle. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We have both a page and a group. Warp Whistle Gaming is the group where we all get together and chat about things. It's a good group, good group of people. Lots of content sharing in there too. So if you make something and you want to share it with the group, either go there or search the Super Indie Podcast group on Facebook. That's kind of growing, but it's guys like Bobby and the Mega Dads and Nintendo Dads and all this great community that's there. Fluxtaposed, everyone is kind of welcome to not only go there to share things that they create, but just to find like a hub for cool content if you're looking for stuff to listen to. So that's where to find me. I'm usually hanging out on in one of those groups for sure. And and we're trying to join our YouTube channel, or we're trying to grow our YouTube channel. So I'm trying to hit that magic 100 number. I'm on 84 right now, I think. So if like 16 people that are watching this want to head over to Warp Whistle Gaming.
No, on YouTube, not 16, 17. I'm joking.
From 84.
It's a joke. One more over. No, guys.
Do you need 101, or is it when you hit 100?
It's 100.
I don't even know. Okay. So, but I mean 16.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, if 17 people want, 18, screw it.
No, it's tough though, because I remember my first 100. You know, it was tough.
Yeah.
And then getting to 1,000 was tough as well.
I bet. So hopefully 16 out of those 1,000 people or more. How many subscribers do you have now?
Nearly
it's just
4K.
ridiculous. Oh, mercy.
I'm nearly there,
crap.
yeah. This year has been great for me. It's flew for me.
Jesus. Well, hopefully, okay, out of all of those subscribers, if 16 of you can't go over to my channel,
all you guys head over. Don't listen to him. All you head over and subscribe to him.
Barry, that's it.
Get him 1,000 by the end of this week, right?
That would blow my friggin' mind. I'm not like hitting 100 would be like a huge milestone for me. Honestly, like that would be just the coolest thing. That's where one of the places you can find my Warp Whistle Daily videos and just like impressions and all this kind of stuff. But again, Barry, thank you so much for having me on and for being like a YouTube inspiration for me. Like seeing the stuff that you do shows me, you know, how to do it right. So yeah. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate everything you do and keep crushing it. You deserve every single one of those subscribers, every single one. You know, not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Or joking at all. That's yeah.
He's lying. Don't listen to him. All right, guys. You can of course check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Vine, Twitch, and for more Nintendo and gaming podcasts, keep it right here. Thanks for watching, and as always, guys, stay fresh. All right. Do you want to know what the secret show is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Basically...